Hensan, Thorough Exploration by Eihei Dogen from Shobogenzo, the Treasury of the True Dharma Eye. The great truth of Buddhist patriarchs is exploration of the ultimate state through and through. Is there being no strings under the feet? And is the appearance of clouds under the feet? Still, although it is like this, the opening of flowers is the occurrence of the world. And at this concrete place I am always keen. For this reason, a sweet melon, right through to the stem, is sweet. A bitter gourd, right through to the root, is bitter. The sweetness of sweetness, right through to the stem, is sweet. We have been exploring in practice the state like this. Great Master Shuitsu of Gensazan Mountain, the story goes, is summoned by Seppo, who says to the Master, "Be of the Dutta, why do you not go widely exploring?" The Master says, "Bodhidharma did not come to the eastern lands. The second patriarch did not go to India in the west." Seppo profoundly affirms this. The principle of the state of thorough exploration described here is exploration of a somersault. It is the sacred truth, at the same time not being practiced. How could it have grades or ranks? When Zen Master Nangaku Dai-e first visits the Eternal Buddha of Soke Mountain, the Eternal Buddha says, "This is something coming like this." Nangaku's thorough exploration of this mud ball continues altogether for 8 years. At last he expresses the conclusion of his thorough exploration to the Eternal Buddha, saying, "Eijo has understood why, when I first came here, the Master received Eijo with the teaching, 'This is something coming like this.'" The Eternal Buddha, Soke, says, "How do you understand it?" Then Dai-e says, "To describe a thing does not hit the target." This is the realization of thorough exploration and the realization of 8 years. The Eternal Buddha, Soke, asks, "Do you rely on practice and experience, or not?" Dai-e says, "It is not that there is no practice and experience, but to taint it is impossible." Thereupon, Soke says, "I am like that. You are also like that. And the Buddhas of patriarchs of India were also like that." After this, Nangaku thoroughly explores the state for another 8 years. Counting from beginning to end, it is 15 years of thorough exploration. His coming like this is thorough exploration. His opening the Buddha Hall and meeting the Buddhas and patriarchs, and the realization that describing a thing does not hit the target, is still exploration of also being like that. Since entering the picture and looking, he has thoroughly explored the state in 6,500s of thousand myriad kotis of transformations of the body. We do not esteem idly entering one monastery and leaving another monastery as thorough exploration. We esteem discovery with the whole of the eyes as thorough exploration. We esteem attainment of the ultimate through action as thorough exploration. To see through to the end how thick is the skin of the face, this is thorough exploration. The point of Seppo's expression about thorough exploration is originally neither to encourage Gensa to leave the mountain, nor to encourage him to travel north and south. It is to promote the thorough exploration which Gensa expresses as Bodhidharma did not come to the eastern lands. The second patriarch did not go to India in the west. It is like saying, for example, how could this not be thorough exploration? Gensa's saying that Bodhidharma did not come to the eastern lands is not a random expression about coming and not coming. It is the truth that the earth is without an inch of land. What we call Bodhidharma is an acute case of the lifeblood. Even if the whole of the eastern lands suddenly sprang up in the extreme and waited upon him, that would not impinge upon his movement of his own body, nor indeed upon his turning around in the stream of others' words. Because he does not come to the eastern lands, he looks the eastern lands in the face. Although the eastern lands meet with a Buddha's face and a patriarch's face, it is not that he has come to the eastern lands. It is that he has grasped the state of a Buddhist patriarch and lost his own nostrils. In sum, land is beyond east and west, and east and west are not connected with land. The second patriarch did not go to India in the west. In thoroughly exploring India, he does not go to India. If the second patriarch goes to India, his state is only having lost an arm. Now, why does the second patriarch not go to India? He does not go to India because he has sprung inside Bodhidharma's blue eyes. If he had not sprung inside those blue eyes, he would go to India without fail. We esteem gouging out Bodhidharma's eyes as thorough exploration. Going to India in the west and coming to the eastern lands are not thorough exploration. We do not esteem going to Tendai or to Nangaku or travelling to Godai or to the heavens above as thorough exploration. If we fail to see through and get free from the 4 oceans and 5 lakes, the state is not thorough exploration. Visiting the 4 oceans and 5 lakes does not cause the 4 oceans and 5 lakes to experience thorough exploration, but only makes it slippery on the road and slippery underfoot, thus causing us to forget thorough exploration. In general, because we see it as thorough exploration, we explore to the end that the whole universe in the 10 directions is the real human body. We can investigate the real state in which Bodhidharma did not come to the eastern lands, and the second patriarch did not go to India in the west. Thorough exploration is a big stone being big, and a small stone being small. It is, without disturbing stones, to let the big experience themselves, and the small experience themselves. To experience 100,000 myriads of things at 100,000 myriads of places is not yet thorough exploration. Performance of 100,000 myriads of bodily transformations within the stream of half a word. This is thorough exploration. For example, to work the earth, and only to work the earth, is thorough exploration. To pass from once working the earth to once working the sky, to once working the 4 quarters and 8 aspects, is not thorough exploration. Gutei's exploration of Tenryu and attainment of the 1-finger state is thorough exploration. Gutei's only raising 1 finger is thorough exploration. Gensa preaches to the assembly, I and old Master Shakyamuni have experienced the same state. Then a monk steps forward and asks, I wonder what person you met. The Master says, the 3rd son of the Shah family on a fishing boat. The head-to-tail rightness experienced by old Master Shakyamuni is naturally the same as the experience of old Master Shakyamuni himself. And because the head-to-tail rightness experienced by old man Gensa is naturally the same as the experience of old man Gensa himself, old man Shakyamuni and old man Gensa are experiencing the same state. Old Master Shakyamuni and old man Gensa are investigating to the limit the experience of satisfaction and the experience of dissatisfaction. This is the principle of thorough exploration. Because Old Master Shakyamuni experiences the same state as Old Man Gensa, he is the eternal Buddha. Because Old Man Gensa is in the same state as Old Master Shakyamuni, he is a descendant. We should thoroughly explore this truth in detail. Gensa meets the third son of the Shah family on a fishing boat. We should clarify this point and learn it in experience. That is, in other words, to strive to thoroughly explore the moment in which Old Master Shakyamuni and Old Man Gensa simultaneously experience the same state. Old Man Gensa, who has met the third son of Shah on a fishing boat, is present and is experiencing the common state. The third son of Shah, who has met a shaven-headed man on Gensa Zan mountain, is present and is experiencing the common state. We should allow ourselves to consider, and should allow others to consider, experience of sameness and experience of difference. Old Man Gensa and Old Master Shakyamuni are experiencing the same state and thoroughly exploring it. We should thoroughly explore and should commonly experience the truth that the third son of Shah and I have met a what person. Unless the truth of thorough exploration is actually manifest in the present, experience of the self is impossible. An experience of the self is unsatisfactory. Experience of others is impossible. An experience of others is unsatisfactory. Experience of a person is impossible. Experience of I is impossible. Experience of a fist is impossible. An experience of the I is impossible. Lifting the self by fishing the self is impossible, and rising up, even before being fished, is impossible. When thorough exploration is perfectly realized already, it is free of thorough exploration. When the sea is dry, its bottom is not seen. When human beings die, no trace of their mind is retained. The sea is dry describes the whole sea having totally dried up. At the same time, if the sea has dried up, a seabed is not seen. Retaining no trace and total retention are both in the human mind. When human beings die, our mind does not remain. It is because we have grasped death that mind does not remain. Thus, we can conclude that the whole human being is mind, and the whole of mind is a human being. We investigate in experience the front and back of each such partial thought. My late master Tendo, the eternal Buddha, on one occasion when veterans of the truth from many districts have assembled to request his formal preaching in the Dharma Hall, gives the following formal preaching. The great truth is gateless. It springs out beyond your brains. A space, it transcends any path. Yet, it has already got inside the nostrils of Seiryo. Meeting with it like this would be inimical to imitators of Gautama, and a womb of trouble for those of Rinzai. A great master tumbles, dancing in the spring breeze. Falling in amazement, apricot blossoms scatter a riot of crimson. For the present formal teaching in the Dharma Hall, the veterans of many districts have gathered at the time when my late master, the eternal Buddha, is the abbot of Seiryoji Temple in Kenko-fu City. That they are veterans of the truth means that they have been either the master's disciples or his companions on the Zazen platform. While themselves the masters of many districts, they are, in this way, his old friends. How could their number not be great? It is an occasion on which they have assembled to petition the Master for formal preaching in the Dharma Hall. Veterans who totally lack something concrete to say are not among his friends, and not in that number of petitioning friends who, despite being great and valuable themselves, wait upon him and request his preaching. In general, my late master's state of thorough exploration is beyond the masters of other districts. In the last 200 or 300 years in Great Song, China, there has been no eternal Buddha to equal my late master. The great truth is gateless, describes 4,000 or 5,000 willow quarters, and 20,000 or 30,000 music halls. In springing out of such places with the whole body, we employ no methods other than springing out beyond the brain and getting inside the nostrils. Both are learning in practice. Those who have never experienced springing free beyond the brain and never experienced transformation of the body inside the nostrils are not people of learning in practice and are not men of thorough exploration. We should learn the meaning of thorough exploration only under Gensa. When the fourth patriarch learned in practice for 9 years under the third patriarch, that was just thorough exploration. Zen Master Nansen Fugen's living only in Chiyo district and not leaving the mountains for a small matter of 30 years was thorough exploration. the effort to learn in practice of Ungan, Dogo, and the others during 40 years on Yakusan Mountain were thorough exploration itself. The second patriarch learned in practice for 8 years on Suzan Mountain and explored the skin, flesh, bones, and marrow to the limit. Thorough exploration is just sitting and getting free of body and mind. The state at the present moment in which going is going there and coming is coming here, there being no gap between them, is thorough exploration with the whole body, and it is the whole body of the great truth. Walking on over Vairocana's head is the state without emotion, and decisive attainment of the state like this is the conduct of a Vairocana. When we have mastered thorough exploration of springing out, the state is that a gourd springs out of a gourd, and we have for a long time seen the top of a gourd as a practice place for singling out the state of Buddha. Life is like a thread, and a gourd performs thorough exploration of a gourd. We have only seen that erecting a stalk of grass is thorough exploration. Preach to the assembly in a hut at the foot of Mount Yamashibu on the 27th day of the 11th lunar month in the first year of Kangen.